Hey everybody, this is Jeff here once again. Hey, how you doing? Just wanting to bring another quick update on the progress of the 1350 TOS Enterprise that was brought to us by Polar Lights. And what we have here is a sectioned off saucer that has been primered. All the putty work, the seam work, and everything's been done. I will say this, it was a beast working on this seam going up on here for, you know, the upper and lower saucer pieces. It really was, it was interesting working on that and stuff. So but after much putty, much sanding, much priming, much putty, much sanding, much primer, we've got it taken care of now. So just wanted to get a shot out there of this, which is primer application on there. And a little bit of difficulty that I had, mainly just around some of the windows. I think I mentioned this before on a prior video. If I hadn't, then I'm mentioning it now. But on some of these windows, they didn't fit 100%. Like the holes were too large for the actual window port that was going to be exposed on the kit. You know, case in point, this one right here, I'm still going to have to go back in and work on that right there. And then in the end, more than likely, I have to go in maybe with a little bit of a micro crystal clear and fill that window in and let that dry, and, you know, have that window in there. And there were a number of the ones on the bottom of the saucer as well. A lot of rectangular windows. You know, once you got the there was a lot of flashing inside of some of my rectangles for these windows, and I had to go in, of course, remove all that. But then once you push the kit piece in there, you realize that this rectangle is now too big. So what I wound up going back and doing was on the gap from the window to the part of the plastic, what I did was took my hobby knife and some Bondo, took the red putty, and I went in and filled that gap in. You know, did a lot of work. That was a couple of hours because I really wanted to make sure that it was nice and it was straight and flush and everything, so that whenever I went in and add the primer to it, which, you know, we have here now, you wouldn't be able to tell where the work was done at. So it was just that bit of extra work. And then, of course, after I get it painted, which is the next phase, get my paints mixed up and everything, match the hull color, which means I'm going to have to expose some of the hole back here so that I can make sure that, you know, it's matching. Once I get that mixed up, get it on there, then once I pull my masking off, which, you know, for me is the good old masking tape, cut into rectangles and small circles and little bitty squares to go over all the windows. Luckily the saucer doesn't have that much, didn't have them many windows, so, you know, that's a bonus. But once I get everything removed off and everything, then we will see what extra work we have to do. And of course, you know, painting can easily be done with a toothpick around the windows. You know, toothpicks do come in handy. The easy way that I found to mask off the holes that are on the top was, you know, these are barbecue skewers, shish kebab skewers that I have poked in smaller holes. So, you know, I have those on those outer beacons on both sides, and then on these two red lights that'll be on either side of the bridge, on either side of the bridge dome. And then for the larger nav light, I just rolled up some paper towel and stuck it in there. You know, twisted up some paper towel, stuck it in there, and worked just fine. You know, whatever you got to use to, you know, mask it off. When you're working on one of these things, it doesn't have to look a specific way. It's not, you know, it's not like, oh, well, if you didn't use this, then you're not doing it right. No. What you're trying to do is get the kit finished however you can. Use whatever you can. And that's what I do. Because money is not my friend. So what I got around the house, that's what's getting used. But we'll say this though, everything has turned out quite well. You know, I really do love using the using that Rust-Oleum Automotive light gray primer. Does a really good job. Then once you go in, I said, with that sanding kit that I pick up at Hobby Lobby, and get everything sanded down nice and smooth. As you can see here, there's a little bit of a sheen on, you know, the BC deck on the bridge and everything. You know, that little bit of sheen. Once you get it nice sanded down, really nice and smooth, it really does a very good job. And then come behind with the, hull color, it looks fantastic. You know, I will continue to use that. I may give it a try. Model Masters has a primer that is out there, you know, in a jar. Mix it up and spray it through your airbrush. I'm thinking about trying that on my next project after I get finished with this, which will either be the 1350 NX-01 or the refit. More than likely the refit, because that's just my favorite ship in all of the Star Trek universe, and I can't wait to start building on it. Got a little snippet on a previous video of a little bit of work on that Garden Arboretum. I've been slowly and surely over months just picking up the stuff to work on that, and I've got it taken care of. Right now I'm planting trees. You know, that's very, very fun. And trying to find some way to have like little like some little lamps going around. Like, you know, you're in a park. If it's dark, you don't want it just always daytime 24/7. Sometimes you want to see a little bit of nighttime, and you know, you have lamps lining your path. Trying to figure out a way to get that taken care of. Probably some fiber optic work. Well, it will be some fiber optic work. I just want to make sure it looks cool and everything. So just an idea that I'm having. I'll put it to the test here once this is drying, after I applied a first coat of the hull color, just to dabble and see what we've got going on. But like I said, this model right here is really, really coming along. It really, really goes together fast. I know everybody says that, but man, you just can't say it enough. This kit goes together fast. And you know, you have one or two issues that you have to deal with, like the rear seam and everything around the shuttle bay. If you don't have the clear pieces, you know, trying to work to make all that fit and go together well. A little bit of improvising, like I said, the situation that I had around these windows, and I'm actually going to have another situation here coming up. I don't, if you can notice this, which you should be able to, if you can see around that planetary sensor platform where that is going to be at, that is nice and warped, and that's a very thick plastic. That's very thick plastic right in that area too, actually. So I'm going to have to do a lot of flat sanding on this circle area here where the dome is actually going to lay in at, to get that dome to sit on there nicely. And of course, that won't be put on until after everything is said and done. And more than likely, what's going to have to go on is some puttying and you know, some putty work and everything around that too. So we'll see how that works whenever we get to that point. But yeah, I do plan on getting another one of these kits a little bit later on, and I do hope that I don't have a similar situation. If not, I will find a different way to work on that. So kids are up in there playing and running into the door, but you know, I know that that's going to be a little bit of work. I've tried to just dry fit right now one of the domes, not really pushing too much on the clear plastic dome that I'll be using for that, you know, frosted of course. You know, I use the other, because you get the white windows and the black windows as well, and been using those and holding, you know, putting those up there to see the fit and everything and stuff. As a matter of fact, you know, for, you know, masking off the bridge area right here, I have the black dome up here, so, you know, because I'm not going to use it, so I just put that up in there to mask that off. I wasn't fixing to try to work to discover some way to do it when the kit provided me with something that I could use with ease. So, but that's my progress on this kit. I shall go forth and continue working on this model. Those of you out there who are building models, keep on building them, and I will see you guys on the next update. Talk to you later.